I'm going to give you a few ideas from a fun program that we have that teaches them some very simple, easy-to-do techniques that anybody can use to become more persuasive or to sell. One of the concepts that make for effective selling is very simple, and that is don't talk. People who try to sell, they have all this great product knowledge. They give everybody all this information. They're trying to sell you on something, so they feel they have to share all that information with you. And that is the wrong way to do it. You should be just the opposite. You should ask questions and listen. By asking questions, it gives you a lot of an advantage when you're trying to be persuasive or you're trying to get someone to commit to that particular product or service. One of the advantages it gives you is credibility. People who ask questions are more credible than people who just pitch information. I mean, think of the people in our society who have that kind of credibility, like a doctor, your own personal physician. The doctor has credibility. Why? Because a doctor will ask questions. What if the doctor didn't ask any questions? Might make you feel nervous. You walk in there, the doctor asks you a question, why are you here today? I have a pain. Right away they're asking questions. They're starting to find out. What's the first question the doctor will ask? Do you have insurance? You pass that test, they'll ask more questions. And they go on. They have credibility. But most important, and here's the one we focus on, is by asking questions and the right kinds of questions, it allows you to uncover the emotional drivers that people have before they make a decision. People don't want to make decisions, and everybody's different. But if we can find out what we call their hot buttons, what are those 2 or 3 emotional drivers that makes them unique, that's keeping them from buying from you or saying yes? Uncovering their hot buttons. So asking questions allows you to basically read their mind and gather important information that'll guide you to a yes. Let me give you an example. Several years ago, my best friend is leaving town for the weekend and goes, Jeff, I want you to do me a favor. I go, anything, what is it? I want you to borrow my car, take it out for the weekend, and have a good time for the first time in your life. My best friend thinks I'm boring. He's an accountant. But he's driving this very fast sports car. This is his life. All he talks about is this car. Now, at that time, I don't know if you remember this car, I was driving an Oldsmobile 98 Regency. It was a big car, slept 12. It's a huge car. And he said, take my car out on the highway, floor it, and feel the power. And I have no idea what he's talking about, because in my car, when I floor it, 4 days later I accelerate. This is what I was used to. So he talks me into it, and here I am, and I'm driving around in the car, and I don't get it. I mean, it's bumpy, and it's noisy, and I can barely see over the steering wheel, and I can't understand why he's so excited about it. And I'm out on the highway, I look around, I don't see anybody around, so I thought, okay, let's floor it, see what all the excitement's about. And I get the shock of my life. This squealing sound is killing my ears. Black smoke's flying out the back. I'm shoved into the seat like someone hit me in the chest with a sledgehammer. This car explodes forward like a rocket ship. And a big smile forms on my face. I've never experienced power like this in my life. My heart is pounding. I'm going into fantasies. I'm in an F-16. I'm shooting people down. And then I go into a Star Trek fantasy. I need more powder, Scotty. I can help you, Captain. And now I'm starting to pass people, and because I'm going a little faster, and I just barely turn the wheel, and the car moves. In my car, when I want to change lanes, it's... But here, I barely turn the wheel, and I'm passing people left and right, and I'm waving at them, and they're gesturing back. And I decide right then I'm going to buy a car just like this one. I've made the decision. I'm the decision maker. Checkbook is in the pocket. My wife does have veto power. So I'm ready to go. I shop 3 different dealerships in my city. And the same thing happens every time. Some guy in a plaid polyester sport coat with a big wide tie that stops right about here comes out. The first thing they do is they pop the hood and show me the engine. Because I'm looking at a sports car. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. I have no idea what the engine does. All I know is you have to have an engine for the car to go, and that's it. And all these guys want to talk about are injection things and liters and wires, and they're showing me. All I want from this car is to go fast and look cool. I don't want the hood up. I want it down. It looks faster that way. But that's what I talk about. Now, I want to buy the car, but I can't bring myself to do it because they're not telling me what I want to hear. They're not giving me what I want. They're not listening to what I have to say. And this goes on for a month. I still want to buy the car. And I remember on a Saturday afternoon, I go to this one dealership. I'd been there several times before. The sales manager recognizes me. And I go in there. He goes, I've seen you in here several times before. And we're staring at the car that I'm looking at there in the showroom. I had visitation rights by then. He goes, what is it about this car that keeps you coming back? Well, I got excited. I said, I got a buddy that's got a car just like this one. And it was fast. And it handled great. And it was fast. And it was so much fun. And it was fast. And people were staring at me and it was fast. And he asked another question. You like to drive fast? Oh, yeah. He goes, real fast? I go, real fast. Now, I'm getting excited. And he's asking me more questions. And I'm telling him what I like to do more. And he's asking me more questions. He goes, can you keep a secret? I said, yeah. I had this car out the other day, the one you're looking at. Took it out on the highway and I punched it. Guess how fast I was going? How fast? 102. Wow. Then I shifted into second. Then he goes, not only that, everybody who saw me in this car thought I was cool. I looked right at him and said, I'll buy it. Now I'm ready. He's got exactly what I want. He's got fast, he's got cool. He goes, Jeff, I don't think this is the car for you. So what are you talking about? I got a price, you got a price, let's do the sticker thing. Because I don't think this is right. No. Here's a $20 bill. Talk to the guy behind the curtain. I know how it works. I want to leave today with the car, which is not a very good negotiation strategy. He goes, calm down. I want to show you something. And he takes me through a set of double doors into a mini showroom off to the edge there with one car in it. Same exact color, same car I'm looking at as this one. Same exact color, Chernobyl red. He looks at it, smiles at me and says, $5,000 more. Now, I don't know how much this one is yet, but this one's $5,000 more. I want to know why. He takes me to the rear end of the car. There's a little sticker on the left-hand side. Turbo. I go, what does it do? He goes, I don't know, but you go faster and you look cooler. I bought it. Was a little depressed, though. A week after I bought the car, I'm driving north up to Cleveland, and my sticker fell off. But these guys were so nice, they're willing to sell me another sticker for $50. I was so impressed, I bought 2 stickers. I put one on my wife's minivan. But this guy not only got the sale, he got a fairly significant ad on the sale. What did he do that the other guys didn't do? He asked questions. He asked the right kind of questions. He listened to what I had to say, fed it back to me, so I felt comfortable about the transaction. And that's a simple way to do that. And you make it fun so people who are scared of selling, they will appreciate working like that. Now, here's a technique you can use to gather all the information you need, and it only takes a word or two. You may have heard about it, called the echo technique. And it's very simple. You're talking to somebody and you want more detail. So you just take the last word they say, maybe 2 or 3 words at the most, and you repeat it back to them in the form of a question. They'll rattle on with more information, like, oh, I'm going to be driving to Chicago. Chicago? I'm going to be doing a showcase. A showcase? Yeah, a bunch of crazy people get together. So you keep them talking. I first learned this, I was in Orlando. A sales trainer taught this to me. I thought, brilliant, I have to practice this on someone. I'm looking for someone to echo. I need to practice, and I remembered. I'm flying back to my home. My girlfriend, who later became my wife, is going to pick me up at the airport. I said, perfect, I can practice on her. I was so excited. So I get into the car, in the passenger side. Instead of staring off into space like I normally do after a trip, I turn to her and ask questions as we're driving away. She's driving, and I go, how was work today? She got excited because I'm paying attention. Ooh, work was crazy. They sent this guy in from the main office to do a quarterly report. Quarterly report? Oh, they sent him every 3 months to make sure we hit our projections. Projections? Oh, yeah, last quarter was soft, but this quarter we hit our projections. We got a bonus. Bonus? Whole department's going on a trip. I kept her going for 25 minutes all the way home. I didn't say more than 10 words. I knew everything about her life, and she knew nothing about mine, which is pretty much what I wanted. She thought I was the most warm, sensitive, caring individual in the world. 1 year later, I closed the sale. Then we had some spin-off business. And buyer's remorse. Anyway, but you ask them, now if you echo more than 4 or 5 times in a row, they're going to look at you and go, what's wrong with you? Are you an echo? So you have to alternate it with another technique that works the same exact way. You want more information, you cock your head to one side and go, oh, well, yes, we need this and we need that. Oh, and we need this and we need this. So here's what you do. You echo, 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 oh. Echo, 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 oh. Echo, 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 oh. And right at the climax of the conversation, you go, no. And they go, oh, yeah. And you bring them back. Repeat that twice. By the end of that, you got all the information you need. You get a yes. It's that simple. Now, here's the problem. You want them to do the talking, you to do the listening. This is not natural for most people. So we have to practice. So here's what we're going to do. You each have a partner. I want you to get your hot potato. You just need one of these. So pair off. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a subject, something simple like vacations. And we're going to practice. And the way it's going to work is, with your partner, you'd ask a question like, have you been on any vacations lately? So you start by asking a question. Now this hot potato, 350, 400 degrees, it's burning my hands. The only way for me to get rid of it, ouch, ouch, is to ask a question. So have you been on any vacations lately? And I give it to my partner. Now she's got it. That hurts. It's smoke's flying off her hand, and she wants to get rid of it as fast as she can. The only way she can get rid of it is to answer my question first. You can't ignore it, then follow up with her own question. So she doesn't want to give me a 25-minute dissertation what she's doing or what vacation she likes. She wants to answer my question as fast as she can and give it back. So if I say, have you been on any vacations lately? You might say,
yes.
And then ask me a question.
When was the last time you took a trip?
And bam, it's back here. So we go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so the idea is to get rid of it, let the other person do the talking, not you. So between your partner, look at your partner, the one who's going to start is the one who's better dressed. Okay, now listen up. Okay, I gotta stop you for a second. I gotta ask a question. Mark and Devin, between the two of you, who did you decide would go first? Okay, because yeah, okay. I just had to ask. Anyways, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say go, then I'm going to say stop. When I say go, you better dress people. Have you been on any vacations lately? Back and forth, back and forth. At one point, I'm going to say stop. When I say stop, the person holding the hot potato loses. At that point, your partner reaches across and slaps you in the face. It's just a love tap. Let them know they missed it, okay? Are we clear? Ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. Stop.
That's worse than another game.
This is not a game. This is serious stuff.
What is that? The chair game. That's worse.
Okay, so listen up. Quiet. Now listen. It's fun, but there's a serious component to this. Next time you're talking to somebody, see if you can get them to do all the talking. And then you either ask them a question, the only exception to the rule is, that's interesting, tell me more. And get them to continue on. And by the time they're done, they're going to think you're the best conversationalist in the world. But what's going to happen is you're going to gather so much information that you're going to be able to do anything you want as far as get a commitment out of them. I'm going to end, well, not that, but you know what I'm talking about. Wait, it did sort of work when I dated. Anyways, I want to end with this. I'm going to switch gears to one of my other programs, Marketing Without Money. And part of it is the customer service part. I want to tell you a story. One of the concepts we have in Marketing Without Money from the Street Fighter program is that if you make a promise, a commitment to a customer, client, an employee, a boss, you make good on it no matter what it costs. Now, that scares some people. But I had an opportunity to practice what I preached a number of years ago now. I was booked to do a program in Marco Island, Florida, 6 months in advance for the Sony Corporation. You may have heard of them. I was going to be a keynote speaker, followed by a breakout session. I was all excited about it. Not only were they paying me to be there, they were going to throw in a Sony car stereo system on top of it. I was so excited. Anyway, 6 months goes by a lot faster than you can imagine. And I get a phone call from my brother, who was my business partner, about 2 in the morning. Says, what are you doing in Ohio? I said, I live here. What's your problem? You're supposed to be in Marco Island. You got a program this morning. I said, no, I don't. That's next Monday. He goes, look at your calendar. And I said, I knew he was crazy. I look at my calendar. Sure enough, I spaced it. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I called the client up. He's just panicked. What are we going to do? The whole thing was built around the Street Fighter concept, taking it to the streets. So I said, let me see if there's any way I can get down there. So I go online, I look up charter flights, and I'm dialing one number after another. Nobody is answering their phones at 2 in the morning. How can they run a business like this? Finally, after the 10th try, I get an answer. It's an air ambulance service. Said I have a medical emergency. I need to be in Marco Island at 9 this morning, and it's already 2 o'clock, and I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Guess how many nonstop flights you can get? They said, what's the nature of your emergency, sir? If I don't get down there by 9 o'clock, a guy down there is going to kill me. Do you have a major credit card? I said, I have all of them. What do you need? Turns out they have these Learjet ambulances on 30-minute standby at different cities throughout the country. The closest one to Columbus at the time was in Detroit. It comes with a pilot, a co-pilot, and a registered nurse. It's a package deal. They could be in Columbus and pick me up within the hour. It's just a 2-hour flight directly to land me right on the little airstrip by the Marriott down there at Marco. I could be there by 7 o'clock easy. So I set it up. I run off to the office, and I gather up all my books and my CDs and a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke, because I drink one a day to calm my nerves. And so I had this 2-liter bottle, and I'm waiting for my plane, and I'm drinking it, and within 20 minutes, I polish off the entire 2-liter bottle with caffeine. I don't even need a plane. But they land, we take off. 15 minutes into the flight, I just realized I drank a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke. Second crisis of the morning. I can't survive another 90 minutes. I'm already in some pain. And it's not like at 42,000 feet I can just roll down the window. The nurse sees what's going on and says, I have a solution to your problem. Catheterization. And he said, let's hold that idea in reserve. And I crawl up to the pilot and co-pilot and say, what do you do on a long flight? The co-pilot had packed himself a lunch. Inside the lunch, he has carrot sticks in a Glad plastic bag with a Ziploc top. Empties the carrots out, hands me the baggie, and with the most serious face I've ever seen in my life, says, when you're done, make sure the strip at the top turns green. Worked great. I don't travel anywhere without one anymore. We're giving those away free later. Anyways, now, we land the plane, I'm ready to take off. Guess how much that trip cost me?
$10,000.
More.
20.
Less. $15,000 and no frequent flyer miles. Now, naturally, I didn't quite make the margin on that particular speech that I wanted to. But it was my obligation to be there. I messed up. I didn't try to hide it. But as a result of that, the client was thrilled to death, even before I started speaking. Because of that, and such a crazy example, they've called me back a number of times since. Plus, they've told the story to other people, and they've called me. So from what I've been able to track, it's paid for itself tenfold. So it never cost you to take care of your clients and customers and employees and bosses. It pays you in the long run. Thank you very much.